All right, so let's get into a story. This is a piece of really dark folklore. You know, one of those grim cautionary tales about a village, its clock tower, and a truly terrifying relationship with time itself. It's a story about what happens when cold, hard logic decides to pick a fight with a fear that's older than anyone can even remember.
Now, for you and me, that probably sounds like some quaint old saying, right? A bit of local superstition. But in this one particular village, well, this wasn't just advice. It was the single most important rule for survival, and breaking it meant you were inviting something absolutely awful into your world. You see, right in the center of this village stood the source of all their fear, a massive wrought iron clock tower. It was a monstrosity. People said its gears didn't just tick and talk, they groaned, like the sound of dying men. Every single night, as midnight got closer, that tower would inspire this deep, absolute, primal terror in every single person.
And this belief, it was everything. It was like a collective, unspoken promise born from generations of pure fear. Nobody knew exactly what the punishment was, but they knew it was final. This shared terror basically ran their lives, and it created this atmosphere where defying the clock, well, it was just unthinkable. Until, of course, someone thought it. And that someone's name was Elias. He was a clockmaker, a man who only trusted in things he could touch and measure. Gears, springs, cold, hard facts. To him, his neighbor's superstitions were, well, they were childish, and they made him angry. He looked at that clock tower and didn't see a monster. He saw a machine, something he could take apart and understand. And this is really the whole conflict, isn't it? On one side, you've got the villagers, all bound together by this ancient, unspoken terror. And on the other, you've got Elias, armed with his one simple mechanical truth. 12 gears, 12 hours. The math doesn't lie. It's a showdown between this deep-seated fear and his cold, cynical logic. So Elias decides he's going to prove his point. A couple of minutes to midnight, he walks into that hollow tower all alone with just a lantern in his hand. He's setting the stage, ready to stand up to the darkness and just debunk the whole myth once and for all. He was going to count every single chime. 1, 2, the chimes boom out, shaking the very floorboards. Elias is just counting along, confident. 8, 9, but then something changes. Right on the 10th chime, the air gets sharp, so unnaturally cold. A deep, biting chill that had nothing to do with the night air outside. And then his lantern, his one little beacon of logic and light in the darkness, it just sputters. The flame flickers and turns this sick, ghostly, translucent blue. This was the first real sign that the laws of his world, they were about to be completely shattered.
11, 12, and then nothing. Just this heavy, pressing silence. Elias actually let himself smirk. He'd done it. He faced down the monster, and it was just a machine after all. 12 chimes. The math was right. But that little moment of triumph, it didn't last. Because from the very heart of the clockwork, a sound erupted that was just wrong. It wasn't the groan of metal on metal. It was the sound of grinding bone. A wet, organic, horrifying sound that no machine should ever make. And then it came, a 13th chime. But it wasn't a clear ring like the others. It was a wet, metallic thud. The sound of something impossible happening. The sound of something final. All of a sudden, the math was lying.
In that one single instant, the entire world that Elias knew just ceased to exist. He looks out the tower windows and the village, the stars, everything. It's gone, replaced by a gray, pulsing nothingness. And out of the shadows of the great pendulum, a figure started to emerge, a being that just did not belong. This thing, it wasn't a ghost. It was this terrifying mix of man and machine. Its skin had the color of tarnished copper. Its whole body was a frame of ticking brass parts. And its eyes, oh man. Its eyes were two small, glowing clock faces, their hands spinning endlessly. When it spoke, its voice sounded like 1,000 ticking watches all going off at once. And this creature, it explained its purpose. The 13th hour, it said, isn't a time you can find on a dial. It's a correction. It's a kind of cosmic accounting, where all the time we waste, every lost second, every squandered hour, it all gets collected. Wasted time is a debt, and this was the debt collector. Elias tried to run, of course, but it was way too late. The price for his arrogance, for all the minutes he wasted trying to disprove a truth he should have just respected, well, that bill was coming due. He could only watch in absolute horror as his own body began to change in the most gruesome way. And this transformation, it wasn't chaotic. It was a cold, deliberate procedure. First, his skin took on the color of tarnished copper, just like the collector. His joints seized up as his fingernails hardened into tiny steel screws, and his soul, his very being, it was hollowed out and indexed, just filed away like a piece of data. He was being remade. He was becoming a component. And that was his final fate. The next morning, the villagers woke up none the wiser. But high up inside that tower, a new part had been added to the great clock. A small, insignificant brass wheel, forever etched with the tiny, screaming face of the clockmaker who thought he knew better than fear.
So the story of Elias is, well, it's a pretty chilling reminder, isn't it? His punishment wasn't just for being defiant. It was for wasting the one thing you can never get back. And it kind of leaves us all with one final, unsettling thought. The clock is always ticking for every single one of us. So what happens when the collector shows up for your lost time?